Hi everyone, it's Daphne, and today we're going to walk through the newly completed 8.5 by 10.5 Lost in Paradise album. This is obviously the graphic 45 papers, which I just love. I want to remind everyone that if you do buy the bundle from us, in addition to getting the 12 by 12 collection, the patterns and solids, the 8 by 8, the chipboard, the tags and pockets, and of course the stickers come with the 12 by 12, you also get 4 yards of coordinating ribbon. This is one of the ribbons that will be in the included in the bundle packet. And we throw in some charms and filigree. And here's some of the filigree that and how I chose to use it on this particular project. So I'm going to pick this up and show you a couple more details on the cover. This is a butterfly, and I found a second butterfly so I could pop it. I fussy cut this flower from inside the paper collection and this one down here on the bottom, and as well as this butterfly, and all of that is popped, so there's a little bit of dimension here. And then I added this beautiful ribbon. I put a piece of chipboard here on the side. I really like the way that worked out. And then on the back, these are the cut aparts from the 8 by 8 collection, and instead of cutting it apart, I left these 3 together because I just like the way that looked, matted it and added it to the back here. Okay, this is a graphic 45 door plate that I've added. It is not part of the bundle, but I just added that for my stash. I think it's really pretty. I fussy cut this butterfly and just adhered it directly to the door plate, and I'm liking the way that looks. Okay, on the inside, I have this beautiful yellow paper, and then I added this panel just to make it interesting. It was too much of one color. And then on this side, I've got this by two doors that open away from each other and a centerpiece. Here is a cut apart. This is a piece of the ephemera here. This is another ephemera card, and I just use these to sort of demonstrate where you could put your photos, and that these are tuck spots. These are also journaling cards on the back. Excuse me, my allergies are bothering me. I lost my breath. And then here are 2 fussy cut postage stamps that I used. And then again, this is a little piece of the chipboard used as kind of a tab to open it. Over here, I've got a waterfall. So I made a long tag. This is one of the small ephemeras, and I just extended it because I wanted my ephemera to be kind of in the middle of this waterfall. And I really like the way that turned out. There's one more. Okay, and then this is our pocket. And this strip is from a cut apart page of the 8 by 8. So people often ask me, how much does it take to make this? Well, I used the complete bundle, and last night I was going over what was left. And what I have left is 3 8 by 8 sheets, 3 uncut 8 by 8 sheets. And I think I have 4, I'm almost sure I have 4 of the 12 by 12 sheets. And the 12 by 12s actually happen to be the patterns and solids. I don't think I have any of the collection pieces left. So not a lot. You wind up using, actually I take that back, 3 12 by 12 sheets. You do use most of it. Okay, and then part of it is because you're covering large surfaces, right, with the 8.5 by 10. And this is what's in the pocket. I like to add a strip on both sides so that when you're opening the page, you have something on the cascade when it falls too. I did not have enough paper to cover both sides with the bundle. So if you wanted to cover both sides, you'd need to get one more collection pack. This the individual sheets where you get 8 individual sheets. That would be enough to completely cover these. And it needs to be 12 by 12 because this is 8.5 by 10. So the 8-inch pad won't cover this. Even with the 1-inch strip, you still need about 9 inches to cover the rest of this. So there's my second photo one. So now I'm going to, I pulled those both out of sequence. I'm going to go over the features on page 2. So this is an ephemera card matted, and it's a flap that goes down. And I just did some piecing here because I thought it was really pretty and interesting to look at. This is fussy cut from the 8 by 8, and this is fussy cut from the 12 by 12. And I'm pointing to these little words saying, so this is paradise, an idyllic place or state of mind. And then down here it says paradise is a state of mind. Both. This one is actually mounted on chipboard, so it's popped up a little bit. And then the top matches the bottom. Sorry, I have to slide. And then this is the back of the ephemera card. So you just have to remember to line the back of your ephemera card. Oftentimes I'll only do 3 sides and make this a pocket. In this case, I did not. And then these 2 stamps are fussy cut and adhered together to make a little tuck spot. And I put it inside the margin so that when you close the flap, you don't see it. So you still see a nice clean space. Okay, here's the next page. So this is kind of, what do I want to say? An accordion fold. Although instead of being adhered to the very edge, I centered this mat. So as you can see, the hinge comes in a little bit. Okay, another little cute tuck spot, Tropical Vibes. This is part of the cut aparts on, I'm having to think this through. I'm pretty sure that's the 12 by 12 collection. Okay, so it opens this way, closes, and then opens again this way. I did some piecing here. I love the piecing. It is very time consuming, but I think it turns out so good. Anyways, all of this is held together neatly with magnets. So there's a magnet holding this side and a magnet holding this side. And then this is a piece of chipboard that I left open-ended so you could tuck your ephemera or your photo or some memorabilia here. Okay, and I already took out my photo mat. Here's my beautiful centerpiece. I love I often start from the middle and work my way out in terms of pattern planning, and I did that with this collection. So I chose all the paper that I wanted to use on the middle. I hadn't designed the flaps or anything, but I knew I wanted these colors in the center of my book, and I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. So these are just matted ephemera cards, and I've made both of these into essentially cards that you open so that you can put a photo here and your journaling here, and these are held closed with magnets. The rest of the page is held closed with this ribbon. Okay, and they both open the same. Inside I've mounted and added ephemera cards, and I left the bottom open for journaling. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. I'm really happy with the way that turned out. And I like that I lowered my ephemera card here so that I would have a bow as a detail on the top. And I did the reverse on the other side. I put it toward the bottom. So there we go. Okay, so they're similar, but I use different patterns here and here, but the doors are the same. And again, I matted and left blank card on the bottoms of these for journaling. And the flip side, you can apply your photos so that you don't cover up the beautiful ephemera. So I really like the way this turned out. These are really large pockets. This is quite deep. The page itself is 8 inches, so I think I've got this measured out at 7.5 inches. So you can get quite a bit in these pockets. It'd be a good place to put an imitation if you had something, or an itinerary that came from the event that you're documenting. Some days my fingers don't want to work. And I need to tie this because otherwise they flip open while I'm trying to go through the rest of the book. All right, so we have another large photo mat. Okay, we're on to the next page. Now you're going to start to see the actual flap design repeat itself. It's new paper, new designer paper, but the flaps repeat themselves because I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so this one opens. Got a tuck spot for your ephemera, and then it also opens this way. Another tuck spot for your ephemera. This is a fussy cut stamp, as well as a fussy cut from the 8x8 here. This is from the 12 by 12 collection pack, and it's popped on chipboard. This is also from the 12 by 12 collection pack, popped on chipboard. This is from the 8x8 cut apart. Excuse me. And these flaps open up and down, and then we have some tuck space here. And I did the same thing. I pulled my postage stamps in away from the edge so that when I close my flap, I don't see this thing peeking out from behind. It's okay if it does. I just don't care for that look. Okay. So this is kind of my yellow page, and if you recall, this is the blue and green page. So same designer flaps, but they really look different depending on the paper you put in them. Okay, another large photo mat. And then we're on to the last page, which is, again, a mirror image of page 1. I've got a little piece of chipboard here used to open this up. All of this is held closed by a magnet. I've put together, this is a tag and pocket and fussy cut stamp, and I've got a couple of pieces of ephemera. The small ephemera from the collection, and this is a cut apart from the 8x8, and I left it open-ended so your photo can slide slightly behind it, and you can still document the time, date, or event. And then we've got our waterfalls over here. Same thing, I made an extended tag so that it'll hold the waterfall in place as we're flipping through the album. One more. Uh-oh, there we go. Oh no, apparently I had a little bit of glue. I'm gonna have to come back and cover that up. I was not aware of that. I hadn't flipped through it before today. So that is the album. Of course, as usual, we have full tutorials from building the base book all the way through the designer layers. And that is all available on our YouTube channel at Scrap and Create. And if you go to the playlist, if you subscribe, go to our main page, and if you go to the playlists, select it, it'll be the first playlist that pops up. But if you don't see it, you're looking for Lost in Paradise, and all the tutorials related to this collection will be grouped together for ease of use. So be sure to like if you like the album. Give me some comments if you think there's something I can do better, or if there's something you just love and you want to make sure that I include it in the next video. Add that to the comments. We review all the comments and we take that to heart. We add it to our next videos. So thanks everybody for tuning in and sharing your time with us at Scrap and Create. We really appreciate it. This album is really wonderful. It's the first time I've made a landscape 8.5 by 10.5, and I really like the way it turned out rather than the portrait. So it is a little bit different. And because of that, you'll need to make sure you use the 8.5 by 10.5 that's grouped with this playlist, because the pockets go in a different orientation. It is a slightly different build process, even though it's the same dimension as another 8.5 by 10.5 I have on the channel. So if you like, be sure to hit the like button and share and subscribe so you'll be notified when we have new content out to share with you guys. So I hope you like this collection. It was really fun to work with. The greens are really beautiful in this collection, so I think you'll like it as well. Come on over to Scrap and Create, www.scrapandcreate.com, to buy the bundle if you're interested in this collection. We have all of this in the shop and we're shipping right now. Thanks for tuning in. This is Daphne for now. Be back soon. Bye-bye.